And I was not allowed to tell anyone I was Jewish.
And somehow I never let go of my weapon.
They hit the enemy where they can.
I'm a Negro, and I'm very proud.
But I remember the feeling that it left.
After I was taken prisoner, I was sent to an Italian prison, not a prison camp, a prison, where the Italians kept their prisoners or whatever they was coming out of the courts. I was there approximately 3 weeks. Then they bundled us all up, a group of us, we Americans and some English and Canadians, put us in boxcars, nailed the boxcars shut, and away we went. I ended up at Stalag 2 or 4B. Now, Stalag 4B is at what they call Mühlberg. I guess I got it right.
Sounds pretty good to me.
It's a prisoner of war camp right on the Polish-German border. And I was there several weeks, and then I was sent to Stalag 2B, which was Hammerstein, which is more in Germany. We didn't get much food, and the Germans thought that we were supermen when we were put out on a farm to work. And believe me, we worked from daylight to dark when we were out on those farms. And if we didn't produce like they wanted us to, up would come a rifle butt, and they had long bayonets, little round ones, and they would swat you across the back with those things, kind of make you move a little bit.
Were you liberated by Allied troops, or were you? What was your release like?
I was liberated by the Russians. Here's what happened. The Germans marched us north toward the Baltic Sea. I was down there Posen. And up near Stettin, which you can find the Polish call it a little different name, they put us into a barn. They was going to keep us and move us. There was 33 of we Americans together. The Germans had set up a kitchen, and they were making stew for their troops and all. And we could hear the Russian artillery fire and the tank fire. So they fed us a little bit of their stew, which was good. We'd ate more if they'd let us. But anyway, to make a long story short, that night we crawled up into the straw to stay warm, because our clothes, we didn't have much. And it was very, very cold. There's snow and ice on the ground. So what happened? All of a sudden, we heard the German guards hollering, "Raus, aus, aus." Well, 33 Americans, instead of getting out, crawled deeper into the straw and hay that we were on. Well, the Germans would come around with their bayonets and jab them in the straw to see if they would hit one of you. But they didn't, because we was too far in. So they left. They was in too big a hurry. So what happened, we stayed like that. The next morning, one of us, I don't remember which one of the guys woke up first. We went to sleep. And they started around, and we could hear people talking, but we couldn't understand, because we all had learned some German and some Polish, and we couldn't understand what they were saying. Come to find out, there was Russian soldiers had already captured that area. So after we all crawled out and finally proved to them that we were American prisoners, they accepted us, and we made hay with that stew. Well, anyway, to make a long story short, the Russians gave us a big farm wagon, and 2 big horses. We loaded it with straw and hay, and they told us we would have to follow their tanks into Rostock.
Oh.
We were freed in one sense, in one sense we weren't. And so we did. We followed their tanks into Rostock, which was several days. They didn't give us anything to eat. We had to scrounge around to get it, which we did. We knew what to do and how. So we got food as we went along, and we followed their tanks just like they told us to. As we were going west out of Rostock, they stopped us. They put us on trucks, and they loaded us and they taken us to Wismar, Germany. Now, Wismar, Germany is just south of the Danish border. It's not too far away. And there was the English. The English loaded us on a Lancaster bomber and flew us to Oxford, England. I was a prisoner of war. 456 very long days, long ones, which is 15 and a half months.